Good morning, hello, hope you're doing well. So we've had some exciting times in the markets. Finally, we've got some nice momentum happening. Hopefully you got some good trades out of what happened yesterday, and there's plenty to look forward to today as well. Today's Friday, so we want to try, depending on your trading style, but it's good to be in and out today so that we're not holding over the weekend, just to save money and also save the stress of worrying about your position over the weekend, and of course the fact that there might be gap ups and down come Monday morning open. So there's a lot to talk about today. So I want to go pretty fast, but let's get stuck into this because I'm quite excited about today. As I said, a lot of the positions that I looked at yesterday are played out. So if you're interested in that, you can always go back to yesterday's video, which you'll see on my YouTube channel, and you can see the setups that I had and see how they worked out. And many of them are pretty good. There's a bit of volatility that I can't do Zoom and talk at the same time. A bit of volatility. They might have shaken you out of some trades, but there was definitely money to be made. Okay, let's get stuck into this big list here then. Again, all the gold ones, the orange ones, are ones which are due to happen today, set up today, and then the other ones may set up later today or perhaps on Monday. So let's start with Aussie Kiwi. We've been watching this one for a while. We'll go to the daily, and we see we've had this big stalling, deceleration, high test, and now we've got momentum to the downside. That's looking good. Room to the daily 20. So there's plenty of room for some more short action. And we've got very oversold on the weekly and the monthly, overbought. So you can see it quite clearly from the price action. And that's, you can see it clearly now with the RSI, overbought for quite a while. So let's go into the hourly. So the hourly chart here, we had this set up yesterday, entrance here. This volatility may have shaken you out here before it went all the way down to the 4-hour 50, or maybe you got stopped out. If you're trailing your stop behind the 5 minute or something, the 5 minute 50, then maybe you got out here for 1% or so, or another opportunity later on to get in, and that one played out well. So what are we looking forward for in the future? We're looking for a CBO, complete breakout. The breakout of the 1 hour, we've already had that. Now the 4-hour 50. So this is a 4-hour trade. So we go to the 4-hour chart now, just to have a look at this briefly. I don't often go to the 4-hour chart, but you can see the 4-hour chart with a big trend line, break, retest, breaking the 4-hour 50. As these are 4-hour candles, these setups take longer to form, and we've got one 4-hour candle now, nice breakaway from the 4-hour 50. So another 2 or 3 or 4 of those, next 8, 12, 16 hours, so later today, or possibly on Monday morning, that should hopefully come back to the 4-hour 50 to give us a nice short. Look at the Elliott wave on the 4-hour, wave 1, wave 2 pullback, wave 3 we're in now, wave 4 pullback to give us an entry, and then wave 5. So let's go back to the 1 hour, look at the position. So with that in mind, the 1 hour is quite a way behind because we've had this quite fast rundown last night for me, and over the night. So now we're waiting for this pullback. So we're looking for the fibs. I'm taking from the run that broke the 4-hour 50. There's a bit of flexibility here, but that seems to work out quite nicely. Lines up roughly with the 4-hour 50. The 1-hour 50 needs to catch up. So another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, another 8, 12, 16 hours, like I said. Give that plenty of time to catch up. That should come back, retest here somewhere maybe, which will be later today, midnight my time. And then give an entry, and then where will we take it to? Well, the obvious target is the daily 20, which I have here on this as this faint red line. Hopefully you can see that. Day 20, and then that's a nice 2.8%. That worked out like that. Very nice. So let's one of my favourites. Hopefully it'll hang around to Monday morning for me. We'll see. Right, so next one we'll look at is Swiss yen. So Swiss yen was one of the yen pairs we looked at yesterday, but this one was a little bit behind the others. A lot of the others had already broken and pulled back. Whereas, so here we've got on the daily, we've got a resistance line here, which is now support line. Let's not worry about that. So we've got this breakdown from the top here, high test and a low test on the news events we had at the end of last week, and now it's trending higher again. So the Swiss is gaining strength against the yen. Is this going to be an A, B, C pullback to the daily 50, or is it going to has the yen just run out of strength and the Swiss is just going to take off again? Well, we're looking at what we see so far. Yesterday we had a bit of a deceleration candle, so a bit of caution there. We'll just keep that in mind. And we go to the hourly chart. So the deceleration was this kind of sideways action here. But if we look at the Elliott wave, we can either look at the big picture. We have from the bottom here, the daily 50, the wave 1, consolidation. And then 1 continues up here. Then wave 2 pull back, and this would be a wave 3. So it's a bit messy, but that to me looks like we have potential to go a lot higher. Do you have any RSI on the 1 hour yet? It looks like I might have an RSI, depending on where this stops going up. So a bit of caution, but otherwise, the original entry for the CBO was last night. If you've got in that trade, well done. Retest of the 4 hour 50 and the 1 hour 50, and you'll be selling quite nicely now, up probably over 1%. But looking for another entry, we can't do the CBO because we've already had it, but now we do have a pip snatcher or hyper trade using the daily pivots, which are these faint lines here, the blue and the orange. So based on that, we're going to pull back to the daily pivot, we're going to stop behind the S1, which is this line here, and then we have a nice potential run up there. If you did go to the highs, the same highs we looked at yesterday, which are up here, not this news event, but the actual highs here, then which is also 1.272 extension and a bit, then they'll be over 4%. So there's a huge potential there. If it pulls back nicely, it gives us an entry around this pivot. It may pull back to the hourly 50 and the 4 hour 50, but I doubt it. We've already had that move. So entry here on the pivot, retest of the 1 hour 50 down here somewhere, and then entry on proof of confirmation that we've got this upward momentum. We're going to continue and enter the trade, and there could be a nice trade going on there. Okay, Euro Aussie. A lot of these are quite similar, so I'll probably speed up as we go through them. Euro Aussie, we finally broke out of this consolidation zone here on the daily. A big bullish candle yesterday. This doesn't seem to be much of a level. Maybe there is there with these highs. But maybe not. So just beware of that. But the bullish momentum from yesterday implies that we're going to get some more. Now, this is the 1 hour. From the 4 hour test we just had, which was yesterday, day before yesterday. From there, we can do Elliott wave. We can say wave 1, wave 2, not that clear, but it looks to be like that. 1, 2 pullback. This is a massive wave 3, a wave 4 pullback, and then a wave 5. So I'm looking at a 1-to-1 dip snatcher here. Pull back to the daily pivot. Stop behind the S1. 1 hour 50 needs to catch up a bit. But something worth looking at for later on. Maybe another 6 to 8 hours. 1 hour 50 will record up, and we can have a nice quick 1-to-1 trade on there. There's lots of potential, so you need to go through all these different setups and see which ones you fancy. Are you a quick in and out one-to-one sort of person on a Friday, or would you rather have, you know, stretch your profits a little bit higher, maybe go for those 1.5, 2-to-1s, or maybe your time horizon's even longer than that. It's all personal taste. So Euro CAD on the daily, again, we've had this breakout yesterday, very bullish price action. So momentum may continue, but I notice this support resistance line here, based on this price action from a few months ago. So that could be some kind of resistance here. We'll look at the hourly, and again, if this is a nice clear wave, wave 1, 2 pullback, wave 3, massive wave 3. And if you get a wave 4 pullback and a wave 5, don't go for new highs. This line here is actually that SR level. I'll suggest not trading through that, but if you do get a pullback, then we can get a quick 1-to-1 later on today. Euro CAD, that'll set up in 6 to 8 hours. UK Open is, yeah, about 6 hours away. So that could be one for later on. Euro Swiss. Very similar to Euro CAD, except it's not quite as extended. We've got a bit of room to the daily 20. Is there an obvious level in here? Maybe there is some minor level there, but this low here is, and this low here is, which it tagged yesterday. So similar to Euro CAD, we've got wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. If we get a wave 4 pullback, we can get a quick 1-to-1 to these highs, and don't push it beyond that. That also sets up for CBO, but because of that support resistance level just above us and the daily 20, I wouldn't want to go for that one. Euro pound on the daily. Okay, we're waiting for a breakdown. We've got a massive breakdown yesterday, and we have potential for some more short action down to the daily 20. On the hourly chart, we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4 pullback, and a wave 5. So the fibs from these highs here, the run that broke the 4-hour 50, if this is the bottom, it seems to have stalled about there. A little bit of room to daily 20, and being a wave 4 pullback and a wave 5, I think there'd be a good chance of that daily 20 being hit later. You could even push it lower. Looking at the daily chart, we are very overextended, very overbought here on the RSI, suggesting that we could have some more lower price action, and very overextended on the weekly as well. So possibly you can go even lower than the daily 20. I usually go for conservative targets. Now here we have so the fib in there, entry at the 382, which is about what the 4-hour 50 will be. The 1-hour 50 will catch up. Euro pound, UK Open, about 6 hours for me. So that could be good. We've also got a pip snatcher on here as well, if you're interested in that. The pivots line up pretty well. The stock will be behind this R1. And then I take that out about here somewhere for a quick 1-to-1. Nice trade for Friday. Either way, good potential there. Euro yen. Okay, now this one's a bit interesting. I've got a positive, a long trade up arrow here, just because of the bullish momentum from yesterday. But if you look at the Fibonacci, the yellow wave on the daily, we've got wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 pullback. So wave 3 run down here, breaking the daily 50, and a wave 4 pullback, and maybe a wave 5 short. So it's a little bit mixed. On the weekly, we've got a double top and a very strong MACD divergence suggesting lower prices. Suggests it's going lower. Bit of a MACD on the daily. Not really. Nothing obvious on the MACD. So is this going to be momentum continuing upwards, or are we going to have a wave 5 down? Let's just see what the 1 hour gives us. Well, all I can see here is a very clear wave 1 up, wave 2 pullback, wave 3 up to where it's just been the last couple of hours. And if you get a pullback now to the pivot, we have a quick 1-to-1. That'd be a nice quick 1-to-1 trade. Or if you do the fibs from this run here up to the highs, 382 lines up very well with the 4 hour 50 and the 1 hour 50. And so it could be a pullback to there and then a run up. How high do you want to push it? That's really up to you, but maybe you could go up to this pivot line here, the R1, or maybe a little bit higher even. In this case, that one would give you, what have we got here? It's not much better, it's only 1-to-1 anyway, so probably best just to look at going for a pitch snatcher, quick 1-to-1. So that's Euro Yen. Let's go Euro USD. There's lots going on today, isn't there? Again, good positive bullish momentum. Maybe a little bit more room to the daily 20. This red line. Again, we've got wave 1, wave 2 pullback. This is wave 3. Wave 4 pullback for an entry, and a wave 5. We've got pivot lines here again, so it could be a pitch snatcher, or we could have, we could even have a CBO. In which case you could do that, and do that, and the CBO maybe into 382, yeah, or around there somewhere. That gives quite nice 1.89%. So that is a good possible trade there. Now pound Swiss. Let's go on to some pounds. We've had some very strange action with the pound. Very big sell-off and then some kind of bounce. Very bullish momentum yesterday. A little bit of room to the daily 20. On the 1 hour, again we've got breakthrough the 4 hour 50. And if it pulls back now, we've got wave 1, wave 2 pullback. This is wave 3, wave 4 pullback to the 4 hour 50, 1 hour 50, and the 382 lines up quite nicely, and the daily pivots there as well, so that's looking very good. 1.7% back to up to the daily 20 for the R1 on the pivots. So either way, that looks like a very nice, simple trade. I like the look of that one. Pound yen. Really bullish momentum yesterday, putting back up to the daily 20. And now we have, if we base ourselves on this wave 1, let's look at the Elliott wave in a broader context here. So from these lows here, this is wave 1, this is the wave 2 pullback, and this is the wave 3. Now within that wave 3, on the hourly, we can clearly see a wave 1, wave 2 pullback, wave 3. And then we expect a wave 4 pullback and a wave 5. So again, if we get a pullback, the fibs give us a nice 382 lining up the 4 hour 50 and the 1 hour 50. It's looking very nice. So again, we can be getting entry here somewhere, stop behind 618 and trade up to these highs. 1.4% in there. I wouldn't go trading through the daily 20, which has been kind of ignored by this run. I wouldn't want to push it past the daily 50, but that's a good potential. Keep an eye on that one. Pound Kiwi. Again, the pound has got some strength from yesterday. It's broken through the daily 20, the daily 50. Support lines there as well. Definitely need that one. So we're looking for a bit more positive momentum. And again, we've got these wave 1, 2, 3, 4 pullback and a 5. Will it pull back to the 4 hour 50? Probably not. Well, maybe. Not likely. Very bullish momentum yesterday. So pull back to the pivot, give you a quick 1-to-1 on the pitch snatcher. For 1 hour 50 to catch up. It could be a nice quick 1-to-1. Do you even have a trend line there? trend line like that, something like that. Not quite as steep, something like that. So it pulls back down here. Give a quick 1-to-1. Pound USD. Another really strong bullish move yesterday. Nice pullback to the daily 20. Let's go to the hourly, and we see that we've had wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, same deal. So wave 4 pullback for an entry in wave 5. This was a really perfect setup yesterday. If you managed to get on this one, it worked out really nicely, very simple. So pullback to 382 in the hourly 50, perfect entry there, and it just rocketed off. That was a nice setup, nice trade if you got on that one. So here for today, pullback to 382, 4 hour 50, 1 hour 50 catching up in the next 6 hours or so. That'd be a nice little CBO. 1.7% up to, we have these, the pivots here, the R1. The R1 here, you could push it to the daily 20, but for the sake of that extra 0.2% or something, you run the risk of rejecting this line, this resistance line, and pulling back. So I suggest that's a good take profit there. Kiwi CAD. Okay, very similar. It's moved a bit. So we've got a run up here. One thing I noticed here is this trend line on the daily. So that could be some kind of resistance. I've refined it a bit on the hourly, and it's actually above us where the daily 20 is. So we've got a wave 1, wave 2 pullback, a wave 3, wave 4 pullback will pull us back to the 382, 4 hour 50, and the 1 hour 50. Nice little CBO up to these highs somewhere, 1.8%. Nice potential in that one too. That's all the ones which are imminent. Kiwi Swiss, we're just starting to set up. So we've had this very bearish run, hit this major support level. We've had 2 dojis in a row, 2 daily dojis, so maybe now's the time for it to break up. This trend line here has been broken last night, retested. We finally got a decent break of the 1 hour, but it was not looking that great now. If it breaks up higher, if you look at a fib from the lows, you could do them from these lows here. That'd be valid. But we still need to find, oh, is it there? Well, yeah, that does line up, but that for me is a bit risky. We need a bigger break than that, so I think really need to see this break a bit higher. My regional fibs, I think, were better. Because there's price action, lots of downward momentum, bit of sideways, it's not likely just a little pullback and rocket off. So to there somewhere, pull that up here. If it does pull up to here, then nice pullback, give us a nice little trade there. And pivots, doesn't matter. Okay, that's Kiwi Swiss, may set up later. And there's 4 more which I think from memory are CBOs. Longer time horizon, they may set up. We've got a big, got some bullish momentum starting on the daily. On the hourly, we've got this big break and retest. So if you go in this position, then it's looking like it's okay. Out of the woods. Now the next thing, we've had the IBO, next thing is the CBO, which is a break of this hourly here, this 4 hour 50. So we go from here, break through there, up to here somewhere, take its time to come back to the daily 20. So that could be a nice little CBO setting up later on when we break the 4 hour 50. Kiwi yen. Again, beautiful reversal on the daily, and we get some positive action now. On the hourly, we had our entry here yesterday, which you may have caught that one, break and retest of this 1 hour trend line. Unfortunately, the yen did a bit of volatility here, just a upset the nice trend, but hopefully still in it. And then up here. So the next trade will be the CBO. We're going to break the 4-hour 50 again, just like the Aussie USD. We're looking for a break up here up to here somewhere, pull back, and then up to the daily 50, daily 20, this red line. So there's a nice potential trade there coming up. This will either happen very late today or it'll be a Monday setup. And then Kiwi USD. So similar kind of thing. We're getting some positive action, bullish action. There was this trend line here, long-term trend line, which was rejected here and rejected here, but eventually it's rejected it here. Pull back, rejected again, eventually it broke through. So waiting for it to break the 4-hour 50, similar thing. You might pull back at 4 a bit more, then pull up here to here to here. That's the daily 20. So that's another nice one. And dollar yen, last one. We've been stuck in this kind of triangle pattern on the daily. It hasn't broken up, hasn't broken down. I'm still waiting. Okay, so this is why I wasn't interested in this yesterday as an IBO, because that breakout and pullback, it just was very sideways kind of action. It looked like it was going to pull back to this trend line, which it did. Had you entered this trade, you probably would have been stopped out. So again, I'm going to sit and wait for this to break the 4-hour 50 blue line. That hopefully happen on later today on Monday, and then we'll eventually get some kind of breakdown. When it breaks down, it's going to break down pretty hard, I expect. And then we can get some nice price action happen to the short side. Okay, good. It's me done. Video, stop share. Right, good. There's lots happened today, even more than yesterday, perhaps. Hopefully you made got some positive trades out of yesterday's price action, and hopefully you can look at these and get something good out of today on a Friday. Right, hope you enjoyed that. I will see you on Monday morning. Have a great weekend. Good luck on the markets. I'll speak soon. Take care.